Hello and welcome to another session of Riding the Bear. This show is brought to you by the Vetter ecosystem as well as Skylabs. My name is Ryan. I'm so glad to be your host today. And today we're going to dive deep into the Crowdex calendar. We're going to look for crypto pre-sales and see if we can find some juicy potential 2x to 100x gems. Now, whether you are a veteran in our community or you're brand spanking new, first of all, if you are new, go ahead and drop a comment in the chat, letting me know if you're new. And I do invite you to ask any questions so I can answer those questions for you. But like I said, whether you're a veteran in our community or you're brand spanking new, today we're going to go over how to utilize, hands down, the best research tool in the crypto space, which is the Crowdex calendar and the Vetter platform. Now, the whole purpose of today's video is, where and how do you find crypto pre-sales? Okay, where do you find them? Okay, so one strategy is you can go out and you can sift through Telegram. You can sift through Twitter. You can watch countless hours of YouTube videos. You can sift through Reddit. You can do all those different things to find a potential project and then start doing a little bit of research on that project and then see if it's something that you want to continue to dive into deeper, or you can take a leveraged approach. You can take the crowd-sourced approach and utilize the Vetter platform. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, it's real simple. Over here, this is the Vetter board. This is the Vetter DApp and platform. But over here, there's a button that says Crowdex. This will take you to the calendar, the Crowdex calendar. And here you'll see hundreds of crypto pre-sales. Now, the beautiful part about this is, instead of you going through all the different avenues, like I said, Telegram and Twitter and YouTube and Reddit, wherever you're looking to find crypto pre-sales, someone else has already done some of that work for you. Meaning they've gone through different things, they've looked at different things, and they've found projects that they felt were worth posting to the platform. The beautiful part for you is now you can sift and sort through the calendar instead of digging nonstop in other sources. Okay? This can save you massive amounts of time and energy. The whole model of the Vetter platform is, crowdsourced intelligence, people working together collectively, everyone doing just a little bit of work so it can benefit the whole community. And so we're going to show you exactly what that looks like. So let's just scroll down here and let's just pull up this first project, for example. So this project was scouted by this user. This is their wallet address. And they did the basic information. Okay, they went out and found the project. They're going to provide some basic information about the project. The Telegram, where it's launching, what network it is, the type of launch, whether it's IDO or a fair launch or a pre-sale. It's a gaming project. Here's a Discord link. Here's a website. Here's Twitter. And they're going to provide some basic information here. Again, instead of you doing all the legwork to find this, there's already a project here that's been listed. Now, you're in an interesting position where you can just do a little bit of research to see if this is a project that you want to do a deeper dive into. Okay, so instead of doing all the sifting and sorting outside of the Vetter ecosystem, you're now doing sifting and sorting inside. So some of the work's already been done for you. Now, here's the beautiful part about this is, our scouts, they have track records. Okay, so if they're a yellow or a beige scout, they may be newer to the platform and they don't have necessarily a track record yet. But when you see other colors like green or purple, this indicates that the scout has a success record, meaning they have posted more profitable projects than not profitable projects. And so you could literally sift and sort that way. So you click on this project here, and now you can see it's been posted by a purple scout, meaning they've posted more profitable projects than not. That's how they accomplished the rank of purple. Another way that you can support yourself in sifting and sorting through this is you click up here and you click vetted only. Now what we're saying is there's a project that was originally scouted by an individual. So someone brought the basic information. It was originally scouted by this user right here. So this is ASITS assist stins 2. Okay, so this is this user. Okay, and so they were the scout. They provided some basic information, and then this scout Metaloride, they came along and vetted the project. They did a deeper dive into it. Okay, so this is just another layer of eyeballs, another layer of scrutiny, another layer of someone else looking at the project and providing information. Now a vetter will come along and they're going to do a deeper dive. So for example, they're going to talk about the Telegram group. Is a team doxed? What about an audit? How many pinned messages? What is the overall feel of the Telegram? They're going to go into some of the team notes. Who is the team? What are they about? Who are they? Some notes on the AMAs. Talk about the contract, short summary, maybe even an audit. And so this gives you a snapshot of the project. Now here's the way that you can utilize this. Instead of you trying to dig up and find all of this information on your own, you can simply read this report. Read the information that the scout provided. Read the information that the vetter provided. This literally can take you just a few minutes. And at this point, you can decide, hey, you know what? I want to do some more research. I want to do my own due diligence. Or you may realize, hey, I'm not liking this, for whatever reason. Maybe there's a red flag here. Okay, maybe there's a red flag that indicates that the team is not doxed, or maybe there's a red flag that there's not been an audit. And right then and there, you could read that and say, you know what, I don't want to continue looking at this project anymore. You can move on. And so we've designed this in a way where it's really simple for you just to plug in and look at projects that are launching. Okay. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take a deep dive into some projects and see what's going on the calendar. See if we can find potential 2x, 5x, 10x, 100x. Now I will say that anything that's shared in our call today is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, this is simply me sharing with you how to utilize this platform and utilize this tool. And I'll also say that this platform is not a crystal ball. Meaning, we don't just go say, hey, Ryan, show me the next 2x. It's not how that works. Okay, it's a research tool. It supports you in finding projects that have potential to do well. Okay, so the first project that I want to take a look at right here is Vault Finance. It is showing up on the 25th. I'm curious. So it looks like the pre-sale could be going on today. And so what had happened with this project is that they had previously launched and they had noticed that there were some issues wrong with, there were some things wrong with their contract. Now the crazy thing was they actually had a CertTech audit. Okay, so they actually had an audit, and but there was a handful of things wrong with the project, and so they had launched and was having a semi-successful launch, but they decided to do a relaunch. Now, I actually have not been following along with the project, so I actually do not know if they're actually doing a pre-sale today or not. Okay, but let's just check real quick, check out their Telegram, and see if the pre-sale is actually happening today or not. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at these comments here. Actually, let me search pre-sale. Okay. It says, no launch date has been provided. We are doing a fair launch pre-sale tomorrow, though. That makes me kind of confused. Oh, no launch date. Okay, so they're running their fair launch. Okay, so they decided to do a fair launch with this project instead of a pre-sale. They don't have a launch date, which is I'm kind of curious about that. That's kind of peculiar. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at this project as if we're looking at it for the first time. Okay, and so let's go ahead and let's go back to our page over here. Okay. And so the first thing I like to do is I like to take a look at the website. Okay. And what we're going to run through is this is not going to be a full type vetting of the project. Okay. It's not going to be a vetting of the project, but what we're doing is we are looking for a couple indicators, basically stacking probabilities in our favor, things that we want to look at, that we want to look for when we're looking at projects to get into. Okay. And the first thing on my list, aside from the scout, okay, so that's always something to take into mind. So this is posted by PSC100X. She's a fantastic scout in our community, does a rock star job. And so that's something to keep in mind. Okay, she is a green to purple and does a great job. So you always want to factor that in. And the next thing I want to look at is the website. Okay, so when we come to the website, the first thing I want to ask is, okay, what's the vibe and feel? Is there a theme going on here? Or is it just kind of like some templates that have been put together? Okay, it looks like this is just a one-pager now. Yeah, so this is just a one-pager website, which nothing's necessarily wrong with that. So they have their own launchpad and exchange. Okay, when we click on, we click on the team, it takes us to the team. Okay, so when I go to the website, the first thing I want to look at is the team. Okay, after just getting a feel for the vibe of the site. So we have names, pictures, titles, and socials. I really appreciate that. Next, we have a bio. I really appreciate teams that have a bio. And I also like the effort that they put into this. Okay, this is Chris Esperanza. We actually had him on. A couple weeks back before the first launch of V1, and so his bio: 1 part doctor, 1 part crypto hawk, 1 part cowboy, representing Dallas, Texas, USA. Started dabbling in the space a few years back, and it appealed to my entrepreneurial business mentality. I was hooked. I've always been involved with investments and startups. I love to travel, golf, socializing, and love a good scotch. I'm excited and very bullish about what this project is going to become. I like that. Right away, they've done a good job of saying, hey, this is us. This is who we are. Okay? There's a little bit of humor in his write-up. He's sharing the things he's into. And there's a level of relatability. And for me personally, there's a level of trust here. I can appreciate these guys going out there sharing their information. Now, if you wanted to further dox them and verify their information, obviously you want to check out LinkedIn and do as much digging on them as you can to verify, they're who they are, who they say they are. Okay. And so when it comes to a team being doxed, I'm fine with either end of the spectrum. Okay. If it's a team that wants to remain anonymous, that's okay with me. Remain anonymous. Acknowledge the fact that this is the crypto space and you wish to be anonymous, and that's how you're going to roll. More power to you. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the other end of the spectrum, which is being fully doxed. Names, LinkedIn, socials, profiles, titles, background, bios, KYC, like you name it, everything they could possibly do it. The problem that I have is projects who decide to be somewhere in the middle, where instead of having real pictures, it's a picture of a cat. Instead of a real name, it's called, we'll just call this, we'll call him, Rocket Ross, like something random like that. and no socials and no bio. Like that doesn't do anything for me. I don't know who it is. I don't know if they're genuine, if they're serious. I have no idea what's actually going on with these guys. So I really appreciate teams who are fully transparent like this. Okay. Now, one of the things I will say is this team did run into some obstacles when they started their launch a couple weeks back. And one of the things I always say is when a team is met with setbacks and roadblocks and unmet expectations and things don't go as planned, that, my friends, is where you really see what the team is capable of. Okay? That's when you really see what the team can do. When people are frustrated, when the community is not sure, when people have lost certainty and there's a lot of uncertainty and doubt going on, and the team handles it professionally with respect and integrity and honor, that, my friends, is a good sign of a team. It's easy to hype people up and say, this is going to be the greatest project ever, and we're going to do this and this and this and this and this. It's another thing to actually deliver. So always look for that with teams. And even I don't ever wish something negative on a team. But when something negative happens, that's when you actually get to see what the team is actually up to. And that's one of the things that I absolutely love about the part where things don't go as planned. You get to actually see what the team is about. And my experience with this team has been really, really positive. Really positive. Okay. So the next thing that I want to look at is, so we looked at a little bit about the website. The website, it's not like super custom. It's a one-pager. This is probably really easily designed and made. There's nothing fancy about it. And that's okay. Just get an overall feel for it. Okay. The next thing, we looked at the team. Team is doxed. I appreciate that. And also, you may have noticed on the home page, right there front and center on the home page, you could see that there's a StirTech audit. Okay, StirTech audit. So right there on the front page, you know that they've been audited, which is great. As far as experience goes, they did have experience in the crypto space, and I know that they did bring on a new dev team. So part of the problem of their V1 was the fact that they had outsourced a dev team. And if you've been plugging in lately, that's one of the things that Robin Lynn has been sharing about, these teams who, projects who have a dev team where they maybe they don't trust them. The trust isn't there. Maybe they're just doing a job and it's not part of the vision and overall end goal of what they want to create. And, that's a challenge that some teams handle and experience. And I know that, Vault Finance has brought on an in-house dev team. They're starting to develop that, so they're doing a lot of good things there. So let's go ahead and take a look at back at the Telegram, and let me just expand this just a little bit here. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do when I go to a Telegram group is I want to see how many members are in the Telegram. Okay, I want to see how many members are in the Telegram. And so you can just click right here. We have 4,400 members in Telegram. Okay. Next thing I want to look at is how many pinned messages. We have 65 pinned messages. Okay. This indicates that there's a group of people here, and they're communicating openly about what's going on with the project. Okay. The next thing I want to do is I want to establish how old is the Telegram. Was this group created yesterday? Was this group created, when was the group created? What's been going on the whole time? And I know for a fact this group was created, I think, early March, maybe even April. Okay, it's been around for a long time. If we look at the report that the Scout or Vetter had shared here. This was originally posted May. Okay. Oh, whoops. Let me look at the Scout here. This was originally posted April. Okay. Originally posted in April. So this project's been building, growing, developing, which I think is a great sign. They're not looking to rush or jump into anything. Okay. So they've been building since April. Crypto Gal vetted this on May 1st. I came along and I vetted it on May 27th. Okay, so they've been at this for a handful of months, building and developing what they're doing. And so what I've seen firsthand is, it looks like a team who's committed to the vision. They've met setbacks and obstacles and have worked through those things. Okay, so the group goes way, way back. Okay, so that's a good sign that, and this is actually when I believe the launch was happening. They're getting botted and stuff, which is not... obviously not an ideal thing. So the next thing I want to look at is, AMAs. Have they been doing AMAs? So we would just search here to see what's going on here. And I know in the early days they'd done a lot of AMAs with different groups, but also doing AMAs and voice chats in their own Telegram group. And I think it's a great way to connect with the community and answer questions there. So for example, here's an AMA with Ember. Okay, and so what would be really great is if they had a way of organizing all their AMAs. I know at one point they had a lot of AMAs tagged and pinned rather, and it doesn't look like, here's one right there, just updating everybody. It doesn't look like they've done as much of that after their V1 launch as they did leading up to the V1. So one of the things that I think would be really helpful, if you notice, in our own Telegram group, we've been keeping track of all the AMAs that we've done. And so, this allows someone to literally search for an AMA, and then they literally have a list of every single one. Every single one. I have never seen a project do this, and I'm really happy that, we were one of the first ones to do it like this and organize it in such a way where it was clean, clear, and crisp, and easy for the users to find. Okay, imagine strolling up into a group and really working hard to find basic information that could be, basically served to you on a platter. And so that's one of the things that you can it's not fair to compare other projects to Vetter and Skylabs. It's not a fair comparison, but it does give you a framework of how much the Vetter ecosystem is committed to excellence in supporting the community no matter what way we can. And that's one of the things that you can, definitely grab from that, just the simple fact that we have a list of all the AMAs. Okay, so now what about revenue? Now I know that this project is going to have a launch pad. Okay, so there is a plan for revenue in place, which is always something that you want to think about, because what happens if there is not a successful launch? What happens if the project is struggling, and so they're launching on their own launchpad, and that will be a form of revenue coming in, so they're not required to be totally dependent on money coming in from the token. There's some projects that launch and they haven't built anything yet. Their plan is to have a successful launch, and with the funds that they generate through the launch, you're going to actually build out the ecosystem. That's a horrible idea. I mean, what happens if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? What if launch tanks? What happens? Well, your whole plan's out the window. And that happened to a project recently that we were looking into. Great project, great looking team, great concept, great idea. The problem was they had not developed anything. Nothing was developed. And it was all based on having a successful launch. And while some people made some money early on in the launch, overall the project did not do good. They ended up basically closing down the Telegram, and what ended up happening was they're looking to raise funds another way. So you always just want to look at that and consider, hey, when you're launching, what's going on? Do you actually have something ready to go? What's going on? Okay. And so the next thing we want to look at is just the vibe and health of the Telegram. Okay, are people excited? Are they excited about what's going on? Now, they did offer a refund. Okay, they offered a refund for anybody who was in their original V1 and let them basically go on their way and say, hey, you know what, keep going. And I thought that was really cool. Their reasoning for that was the fact that they wanted anyone who was not interested, they just wanted them to be able to leave and get out. And I think that's great because they wanted people who believed in the vision. And I can appreciate that. I will say that there was definitely a vibe shift and an energy shift in their Telegram. The shift from V1 to V2 definitely saw that. The energy just kind of shifted in what was going on here. Okay, so having said that, I'm not getting a really good read on the hype and excitement. Okay, it looked like the fair launch had started. Let's see where the fair launch. See if we can find information about the fair launch. Let's go with this. Do we know where the fair launch pre-sale will occur tomorrow? Is that yesterday? Okay, so it looks like maybe it's tomorrow. Okay, so it looks like they're going to be doing the fair launch private, or not private, but it says we'll be doing it like a private sell round typically happens. Send BUSD to a multi-sig wallet and fill out a Google form. We would love to do it on our own launchpad, but since it's going through a rehaul, it's not quite ready. So it looks like they're going to be raising funds for the fair launch. They're going to be doing it through, you just send it to the wallet. And so for a lot of projects, that's I wouldn't say it's a red flag necessarily for this project, but it's something to definitely be mindful of. Just sending BUSD to a wallet. If this was a random project that we were looking at, I would be very skeptical of this. The fact that we've looked at this project for almost like every month for the last 4 months, it's not. I would not find that to be too skeptical with this particular project. That's only because we've been looking at this for a period of time. Okay, so with that being said, that is the overall vibe and feel for the project. I'll do a quick recap on this project. This is Vault Finance, okay, added to the Vetter platform, brought to us by PSC 100X, and this project, we've watched this project for the last handful of months, and ended up launching V1, had some complications with V1, canceled it, refunded anybody who wanted to be refunded. They're working on a V2. They're currently raising funds in a fair launch style where you send BUSD to the wallet. The team is doxed with names, pics, bios, socials, AMAs, you name it, they've done it. And personally, what I've seen is they're handling it very professionally and a good quality team. Okay, so that is the rundown of what's going on. So I plant this seed. Definitely write this project down. Write it down. We talk about something called VOL, volume of launches. We talk about something called KSP, paper trading. I definitely invite you to write this project down, add it to your list of projects to watch, and see how it goes. If there's any questions, after you read the scouting report brought to us by Phyllis, after you read the vetting report by CryptoGal and myself, any questions that we don't answer or cover, I invite you to go to Vault Finance's Telegram and ask your questions there and get your questions answered. And they'd be glad to answer your questions there. So I believe that again, this is starting tomorrow. The fair launch is starting tomorrow, and so there's plenty of time for you to do some due diligence, get in there, ask your questions, and see if this is a project that you like and enjoy. So with that, we're going to hop into another project on the calendar. Just going to take a look, see what we got going on here. All right, here's Epic War. This is IDO. Let's look at Refi. All right, so again, have no idea anything about this project. We're going to look at it together and just get a feel for what's going on based on the checklist and ideas that we look at. We're going to look at a beige, we're going to look at another purple, and just get an overall feel for what's going on here. This project is called Refi. It's posted by Jumbo Shrimp. He's a scout, and he provides some basic information here. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to check out the website. Let's check out the website here. All right, so right off the bat, nothing stands out as impressive. Kind of a basic website. This is possible that this is just a template that we could have. We could have made. We could have this website up and running. We go to Fiverr, go to guru.com. We get a website up and running pretty quickly. I mean, really. There's even one-pagers that we could create to get this up and running really quickly with lead pages or something like that. So nothing necessarily fancy. So here's a team, and I have concerns. Okay, this would I would put this team in the category of in the middle. I want to see teams that are either not doxed at all or fully doxed, and this doesn't cut it for me. A picture of an avatar with a first name in a basic title, no bios, no socials. I have no clue who this guy is, what he does, and what he's contributing to the organization. It doesn't tell me a thing. It would be better off if they were just anonymous to me, because then I wouldn't be judging them right now. Okay? And so that's my personal feel. You know, you can have your own criteria. But for me personally, I want to see something here. If you're going to say you have a team, show your team. If you don't, it's okay, don't. It's all good. Okay. So not impressed with the team? I have no clue. So the reason is I don't know how old these guys are. I don't know what prior experiences in life they have. I don't know what prior experiences they have in crypto. I don't know what their titles are. Why? Okay, so is this some guy who just randomly decided to create a token? Like, what's going on? Why? What's his claim to fame? What has he contributed? Why should we want to look at his project? I have no idea what's going on with these guys. No clue. So again, I don't know their age. I don't know prior projects, and I don't know prior experience. Okay, so unsure about what's going on here. While we're here, we do see the roadmap of... That's weird. So either there's a design issue. Oh wait, I see it now. So this makes me confused, and confused buyers don't buy. So when I see the roadmap, right away I see the difference in color between the cogs. This is like the green color, this is the blue color, and it makes me think right away that these have been completed and these haven't. And then it threw me off because everything in Q3 was completed, everything in Q4 was completed. But then when I look at it further, these are the things that have been completed. There's a check mark. Okay, cool. Now I'm just confused. Why this? Is this represented a different year? Like this is 2022, this is 2023. I don't know. I'm confused. Instead of me, flowing through their website, I'm getting caught up on different things. And again, anything I'm saying right now is not necessarily a red flag or a deal breaker. Okay, not a red flag or a deal breaker, but rather just an observation as I'm looking at the website. Hey Adam, how you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. And hey C Ginther, hope you're doing well as well. Okay, so it says that you can get it on Google Play. Okay. Web3 integrated reading app for both iOS and Android mobile phones, including the Refi social media, metaverse, and read to earn application. The app already is in the beta version in use with more than 1,000 accounts in phase 2 testing phase. All right. Let's check out the white paper just to see if there's any more information about the team. Sometimes they'll put information about the team in the white paper that they don't have on the website, and right now I do not see anything. Nope, there is no additional information about the team, unfortunately. So the team is just pretty much anonymous. Okay, the team's anonymous. And, so for you, if you have certain checklists that you're looking for certain things, now that you know that the team's anonymous, right here, someone could indicate team is not necessarily doxed, and that would support you in your research, meaning you wouldn't get to dive deeper. You'd just be like, okay, cool. I only want to do business with doxed teams, So that's how that works, okay? So now let's take a look at Telegram. Let's take a look at the Telegram. So we have 93,000 members. That's a lot, okay? That's a lot. So right away, my expectations are high. 93,000 members, they better be doing something right, and now we're going to figure out what it is. Now, they have a ton of stuff going on here. Ton of stuff. Website, Twitter, announcement channel, Medium, Seifu, KYC audit, Pink Cell, the exchanges, CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, ICO holder, the app, metaverse, media partners. Okay, so hey, maybe maybe there's some real stuff going on here. We're going to get to the bottom of it. So 93,000 members. Let's go ahead and check the pinned messages and see what we got here. 64 pinned messages. Okay, and there's some engagement here. There's not a lot of engagement. I mean, for 93,000 members, I mean, this gets to be like, people get to be super excited. Where is everybody? All right, so now I just want to scroll up and see how old the project is. Okay, I did see a pink cell link there, so we'll take a look at that here in a moment. Check out the pink cell, see what's going on there. But let's scroll all the way up. And so this is June 15th is the first pinned message. Now let's see how old the group is. Okay, so the group started June 15th. Okay, group started June 15th. And right now, it looks like, let's join the group and see what happens. Okay, I'm a human. Let's do the math problem. Oh, let's start this. What do we got here? 16 plus 4 equals 20. I can return to chat. Okay, now I'm in the chat. Okay, so this is interesting. The reason I joined the group, I don't usually join the group, but the reason I joined the group was because the way the messages looked early on, it looked like it was muted to everybody. I didn't see anybody else really chatting. It was just kind of like an announcement channel. So if you look at these messages, there's no like engagement going on here. It's just like announcements coming out from people. And so that's why I joined the group, to make sure, instead of scrolling endlessly to find someone else who says something. So finally, we got some people talking in here. And so maybe they were just getting everything ready, getting everything set up when people do come to their Telegram here. So, we got a lot of good mornings, hellos, holas, hi, when pre-sale, when launch, hello, hello, hello. So the next thing I want to see is, are they real people, or are they bots? So let's go ahead and the magnifying glass, we'll just type in good project. Okay, and so here's all the messages that indicate that they say good project. Okay, now, oh great. Oh, this is a great example. This is a great example. So here is the 31st of July, right here, 31st of July. We keep scrolling. These are all the messages that say good project. No other substance in that, okay? Now, do you believe that these are real people or bots? Okay? Who just hops in here, randomly says good project without saying anything else? Okay, this is just one indication to think that it's possible that of the 93,000 people in this group, a lot of them are bots. A lot of them are bots. Now, at first, I was slightly impressed with having that large of a number. Okay, but now we're getting to the bottom of it. We're actually seeing, hey, I don't know. Are all these people real? So let's just check out this guy, for example. MD ALAMIN. Here's our friend, MD Alamin. Okay, let's take out good project. He literally posted one time. Okay, so I was impressed when I saw 93,000, and now I'm not impressed. Now I say, that's bogus. Okay, these are not real people in this group. Okay, now there may be real people in the group, but the 93,000 are not all real people. Okay, they're not all real people. I mean, think about our group for Skylabs and Vetter. You miss a couple hours and there's hundreds of messages that you get caught up on. You go to bed tonight, you wake up in the morning, there's going to be over 1,000 messages you get to read. Okay, that's a real vibrant group with real people asking questions, getting their questions answered. That's what you want to see. Currently, I do not see that in this group. So it's safe to say this group is botted. Okay, now let's see if people are actually asking questions. Okay, I have a question. If someone can help me, the success of the project depends on how many people engage with it by reading. Have you even read a single page from our website and white paper? Yes, I also saw a video. I think you have to read it again. Sorry, the question is stupid. Oh, that's funny stuff. Let's see. Fair launch. So, okay, so people are asking some questions, which is a good sign. You know, our calls today started at 3 o'clock, and there's a handful of people in here asking questions. This is great. This is great. It's not 93,000 people asking questions, but there are a handful of people asking questions. Let's type doxed. So no one has asked the question about docs. Being doxed? Nothing? That seems just a little suspicious. Okay. I think I saw KYC. Okay, so it says Seifu Audit KYC, Bitmart, and Coin Market Cap CoinGecko. Let's see here. What's this guy talking about? Oh, he's just talking about, there's only a couple people talking in here. When was that, today? Yeah, that was this morning. Just some people going back and forth. Okay, let's see if we have any AMAs. Or actually, let's look at that welcome message again. Let's see what links we can find on the welcome message. Here's the audit. So we got contract checker. This is an audit done. I have no idea where this ranks. Metal Ride has a list of where these things rank in there. So I'm not sure where this one ranks. I get to get that list from him. I said that last week, actually, or earlier this week. KYC, let's check this out. KYC verification. Oh, by contract checker as well. Same company. Okay, same company did this. And let's go back and check out the Seifu. Probably contract checker. Yes. Contract. Now, here's something that's a little strange. You may hear me talk about continuity. And usually I'm looking for continuity amongst the website and the socials and videos. I want everything to make sense. But here's something that I just saw that I thought was a little strange. Let's open up these. All these are from the same company. Okay? So all these are from the same company. This looks really clean. It's clean and clear and crisp looking. Okay, contract checker. This one does not look as clean, clear, and crisp. This one, I don't know. It looks kind of fuzzy. What? It worked just a minute ago. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. This looks like copy and paste and blown up and not really. I don't know. It looks kind of janky to me. This looks really clean, and this looks, I don't know, sloppy. So same company. It should be a standard approach across all three. You know, they just have their, this logo, and I don't know, like even the logo is different. Again, this is not a deal breaker. This is just me being nitpicky. I want to see, basically, Metal Ride has said this before. Any project we look at, we want to automatically assume it's a scam until they prove otherwise. Okay? So even this company Contract Checker, I have no idea who they are and how they rank, but I'm looking at it and I'm looking for evidence that would indicate how serious they take their business. Okay? So here's the logo. Very clean, clear. It's crisp. This is not as clear, clean, and crisp. And this is totally different. Totally different. Okay, obviously they have like some kind of badge here, but like this right here, like what is this? Why? Okay, again, it doesn't mean that this company is bogus. It just makes me think like, what's really going on here? Like, are they legit? Like, are they serious? Are they here for the long run, or are they here for a quick buck? Just something to consider. Something to consider. Not a deal breaker. That's just something I'm looking at. Let's go back to Telegram. Okay, so let's see if we got some AMAs. AMA here, BSC News. Cool, that's going to be tomorrow. Okay, BSC News. They're really excited about this one. Any other AMAs? Or let's look at recordings. Recordings. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, I currently don't see any recordings. Let's hop in the pinned messages and see if we can scroll up and see any recordings. Actually, I noticed private cell right here. Private cell will be so tight. What? The private cell will be so tight. Cell. The minimum fundraise will be only 50 BNB with 1 BNB max for each investor. Just two options to buy, 0.5 or a 1. Yeah, so I'm looking for they're going to be listed on MEXC. Alright, so not a video of the team, but just a video. Yeah, I'm looking for like a video AMA or just any AMAs that have been recorded. That's kind of a bummer. The fact that they don't have... Oh, wait, here's a video, maybe? No, that's someone doing TikTok. May or may not be the team. Oh, no, it's influencer. So far, the team is basically anonymous. Influencer there as well. Okay, so... We don't know. I haven't seen any AMAs. This is kind of a bummer. I think it's really a good idea for projects to, when they do an AMA, to again, host them. Like, link them, download them, add them to the Telegram. That's just like free marketing. I mean, you already did the work to do the AMA, and now you got people looking for it and can't find it. So that just doesn't make sense to me as a good practice for any project. So, you know, use... I just feel it's lazy marketing. Lazy marketing. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Pink Cell. See what we got here. Okay, so this is going to be a fair launch. So the way this works is they're going to open this up, and they have a soft cap of 200 BNB, meaning they want to raise at least a minimum of 200 BNB. But the launch is going to go from the 27th through the 31st. So it's going to go for 4 days. So they could raise, 300 BNB. They could raise 500 BNB. They could raise 1,000 BNB. This is going to open up, and once they meet that 200, that's the minimum amount they're going to raise, and they can raise excess over that. Okay? And so that's how this works. Statistically, from a data perspective, I've seen more projects not do well with a fair launch than have done well. And this is looking at hundreds of projects from an auditing perspective. And it's more likely for the project to struggle when there's a fair launch than for it to actually do good. Okay? The projects that do good are more of the exception. It doesn't mean that this is not a project worth looking at. I'm just simply stating facts and data. Okay? And so that's how that's going to work. That's how the fair launch will work. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at Twitter. There's probably going to be a really big following on Twitter. Just gonna throw that out there. Copy link. Let's open up a new window over here. I would actually be surprised if there was not a big following on Twitter. 20,000. That's not as big as I was thinking, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of engagement. It's decent engagement. Yeah, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with the engagement. The engagement actually looks better on Twitter than it does in Telegram, which is good for them. Yeah, the engagement's actually pretty good on the old Twitter. Okay, now let's check out YouTube. See what they got going on for YouTube. So I just like looking at this to see how much traffic has come to this project. Okay, so we can click on watch on YouTube, and it's going to tell us the statistics for the video here. So 65 views. Okay, so either not many people have found this project yet through Presale, okay, or people do not care to watch the video, one or the other. But you have a Telegram group but claiming 93,000, yet you have a YouTube video that only has 65 views. Okay, right now on the live, we have over 63 views. Just to put that in perspective, on the live right now, we have had over 63 views, people coming in and out. And so, our view count is higher than this from a group that has 93,000 Telegram members and 20,000 Twitter followers. Okay, something to think about. Perspective. Okay, let's check another thing out. I didn't do this earlier. Let's look at the website again. And they did have a video down here on their website. Right here. $60 views. Okay, they have 60 views here. This doesn't make any sense. 60 views from June 7th on their website. Okay, on their website where people are ideally coming to look at the project. Okay, 65 views on Presale. Okay, however, they have 2,000 subscribers. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of wild, the lack of engagement on their YouTube account. So again, this kind of aligns with the idea of, it's very possible that these numbers are inflated, especially with YouTube and Twitter. Especially YouTube and Telegram, not Twitter. Twitter looks halfway decent. Halfway decent. Okay. So the overall feel for this project. Let's take it back from the top. We have a scout who's beige. Okay, actually, let's look at what the Vetter said just real quick. No red flags. Positives is just basic information about the project. He indicates that the Telegram is vibrant. The team. Okay, he indicates the same thing that we saw. Just some of the basic information that we went over. Okay, so there was nothing provided that we missed, meaning the scouts and vetters didn't provide anything that we didn't capture as we were doing our research real quickly here. Okay, so scouted and vetted by a beige scout and a beige vetter. The project has a semi-basic website. Okay, not a lot of flash. The team is not doxed. No names, no socials, no descriptions, no bios. We have no clue what their prior experiences. We have no clue who they are, what they're up to, and what they're going to do for the project. We have absolutely no clue about any of that. The videos, so the videos both have around 60 views. One's on their website, one's on Pinkcell. And so, so far, there's not a lot of interest in the project. The YouTube is likely botted with 2,000 subscribers and no, 2,000 subscribers, but like no engagement on the content. Okay, that's suspicious. Another thing to consider is also the fact that the Telegram has 93,000 followers, but again, the engagement does not align with that. So it's more likely a couple thousand real people, if that. One thing I do want to look at is what their marketing plans are. I mean, I did see that they were using some influencers, and maybe that's where the strength of their community is in. Since we've been looking around, there's been a handful of messages pop in. But let's see if we can find the welcome message. I don't see it now. I was looking for the welcome message. They had some other communities, and I wonder if the other communities are much more active. And so maybe this is not a English-speaking community where the bulk of the activity is going to be. But even so, it would just seem like there would be some more excitement. Now there is an audit. There is Seifu. There is KYC, all provided by the same company. I didn't find... Oh, here's the other groups here. Chinese. 88 members in Chinese. 247 members in Turkey. And 265 members in Vietnam. So not a lot going on here. So my overall thoughts with the project. Take into account everything that we talked about. Basically what we're doing is we're coming up with a scale. Okay? And like a probability scale. We want to stack probabilities in our favor. And so here's the scale. And every time you find something that you like, you stack 1 over here. You stack 1 over here. You stack 1 over here. And none of these, for me personally, are a absolute deal maker or deal breaker. Find something you don't like, you put 1 over here. 1 over here. 1 over here. And so every project is going to have some pros and some cons. And sometimes even projects that look like absolute garbage, depending on what Scout posted it may actually be a quality project. And so that's always something to take into account. But anytime I'm talking about these different things, I'm basically just kind of processing like, okay, what about this? And oh, I kind of like that, or I don't like this, and I do like this over here. And I'm just laying things down and compartmentalizing in my brain saying, okay, this is what it looks like. This is the overall vibe and feel. And so I do that, and also to see, checking my boxes. Some people, they may only want to get in projects where teams are 100% doxed, and a Surtech audit. And that makes it really easy. If it doesn't have a Surtech audit, you're out. If they're not doxed, you're out. And that makes it really easy to sift and sort. And so then you're only looking for projects with a fully doxed team and Surtech audit. And obviously, there could be some other things that go along with that, but you get the idea. Those are the musts for you. And so it just comes down to having a game plan and figuring out the way that you want to handle the situation. Okay? So for this project, I would give it this is kind of a wild card for me. What would make this project better for me? There's a lot of things missing for this project. It doesn't really do much for me. There's a lot of unknowns. What would make that better for me is the Scout. Okay? The reputation and track record of the Scout. If this was coming from a purple Scout or a Scout that I follow and know, I would have a lot more confidence in the project. This project, like I said, there's a lot lacking. Now, one thing, even though the communities don't indicate it, these communities are really small. Maybe there's something else going on that we don't know about. But right now, There doesn't appear to be a lot of stuff going on with this project. Now, here's a beautiful part about this project. Let me open up the pink cell again. Here's a beautiful part about this project. Based on what we just talked about, you now have the ability to go read the scouting report, read the vetting report, and whatever questions came up for you as we were talking, you're able to hop in their Telegram and get your questions answered. Now, what's great is when this countdown goes down, it's going to go to 0, and then people can start contributing. And here's what's great. With a fair launch, you kind of can watch to see what's happening. Okay? Usually, people don't just jump right into a fair launch. It kind of can fill slowly unless there's a lot of hype and demand that's been built up. And this can kind of give you an idea to get a pulse of the project, just to see what's going on, how it feels, and you to understand what's going on there. So just like with Vault Finance, and just so we're on the same page, I would put Vault Finance in a completely different category than I would put this project here. There's a lot more things that I know about Vault Finance, a lot more things I was able to find and experience and research than I was able to with Refi. Refi is still very vague for me. Okay? And so watch both of these projects, put both of the projects on your list, and paper trade them. Watch for it. See what happens. See if, all the things we talk about, the lack of hype, lack of excitement, how is that going to impact this fair launch? Is it going to fill up right away? Okay, what did we miss? We're tapping into subjectivity here. What did we miss? What were some things that we could have picked up on? What were some cues? Or are we right? Only 65 people have watched this. Are we right in saying that there may not be a lot of hype and excitement? Only time will tell, and that's the fun part about this process. Okay, we could look at all kinds of projects and we can say, hey, this one is going to be the next one. Without a doubt, it is absolutely it. And it could tank. That's the crazy thing. It could tank at launch. Let's look at another project. We could also say, hey, this project does not check all of our boxes. It is not going to work out. It looks like a total scam. We're not going to do it. And guess what? It does a 10x. That's how it works sometimes. Okay? So it is now 1 hour after the hour or 2 minutes after the top of the hour. We're going to do one more project just before we hop off here. And let's just try this one, see what happens here. Okay, I have no clue about the project at all. We're going to go through just a quick recap of how this works and the checklist that we go over. Okay, so the first thing we want to look at is the website. Okay, this is posted by Hellstrom. Hellstrom does have a good track record. He is a purple scout on the platform. Always worth considering. We're going to take a look at the website. What we're looking for on the website is a general feel of, was money put into this project? Okay, or is it just a basic template? Okay. Right now, it looks like there's a little customization going to the site. There's a lot of stuff going on. Oh, bummer. Is that Eminem? I was really hopeful. I was really hoping we're going to see some real people because of this video right here. I was really thinking that maybe we're going to see some people. But, so, based on what I said a minute ago, this team is not doxed. We just have names. We have avatars. We don't have a description. We know nothing about who they are. Okay? Now we get to dig deeper to see if maybe they have details about the team in the white paper. Let's see if we can find a white paper. I don't see anything. And nothing. Nothing about the team. Okay, no. Alright, so that's a bit of a bummer. So team is out. We know nothing about the team. We know nothing about the age, prior experience, their background, nothing. We don't know anything about the team at all. Okay, so now let's check out the video here. See what we see on the video.
Welcome to Reich Gantt charts.
All right, this is a little bit better. Okay, a little bit better. Oh, that's funny. So people are talking about paid actor for the project, but it does have 520 views. Okay, so we got 520 people who actually watched this video. Okay, they may not have watched the whole thing, but they watched part of it, and only 9 subscribers. This looks very organic. There's 4 real comments from people. Okay, this is like, okay, great. Like, there's real stuff going on here. You know, people are not necessarily excited and thrilled about the project, but that's okay. Okay, so white paper's there. A little bit of engagement going on the YouTube video. I would imagine this video is going to be on their Presale. Okay, site, again, it looks like it could be custom, but it could also, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff going on here. I don't know, just, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm not a fan of all the stuff moving around, but that's okay. That's personal preference. Let's go ahead and check out the Telegram. So this is a portal. Okay, the way this works, this is a portal. Whenever you see this, if you click join, you're not actually joining the Telegram. What you want to do is you want to click verify. Okay, see this says round portal. Tap to verify. You click this, and now what it's going to want you to do is you click start. Okay, click start, and now you just click the emojis. So that's a paperclip, paperclip. Caution, caution. Upside down smiley, upside down smiley. It says I've been approved. I now click this link and it takes me to the actual Telegram group where I click join. 8,100 members. Okay, there's 8,100 members here. Video chat is happening right now with 36 people. Okay, let's check out the pinned messages. 67 pinned messages. And there's some decent engagement on here. Okay, there's more engagement on this project than the last project we looked at that had 93,000. And it looks like the project already launched, but this is okay. We can still use this information to support us in the thought process. Okay. So what we're looking for is how old is the group. Okay, so it looks like August 16th was the first pin message. Now we want to go back to see how old the group actually is. So we just keep scrolling back up. A lot of stickers and random shenanigans going on. So it looks like the very first message I can find is from August 8th. Looks like the very first message here from August 8th. Okay, so the group's about, 2 weeks old or more, which is not a long time to build. And I mean, I don't know how long it takes to actually build a program, but like to build, an app, and I don't know, it seems like it could take a little bit longer than that. Now, I don't like this at all. When teams do this, join us on mobile, download app. I try to click it. There's no links here. There's no app to download right now, or they're just incompetent. Okay, let's go back to Telegram and let's look at doxed. Dev will dox. Mate, please read the chat or listen to one of our many AMAs. The founder is already KYC'd to Pinksell and doxed to many influencers. Let me be clear. Pinksell KYC does not mean a thing. Just so we're all on the same page, that is strictly a vanity number. Okay, strictly a vanity number. It sounds like they have been doing AMAs. Recording. AMAs are recorded, but they have a nice AMA roadmap. Okay, so we see Caesar on here, Shill Seals, Golems, Venom. Okay, so there's some great projects here. Okay, so that brings some credibility to the project. I have heard that some of these projects will not host an AMA unless they know exactly, who has. I'm saving this image for a list of these projects or AMA groups. Some of these teams will not host an AMA unless the team is legit. The project team is legit. So that's good to see that we do see Venom and Caesar on there, which is really, really good to see. So they have done AMAs. Let's look at marketing. Let's see what they say for marketing plans. Oh, join the voice chat. That's not really a plan. Okay. All right. Yeah, this guy really wants to know about marketing. Okay. So this is going to be a little bit different now since I believe the project has launched, but let's just go ahead and take a look to see what was actually going on with Pink Cell. Okay, so this is a fair launch. And this will be cool. This would be a great way to end the session today. So this was a fair launch, and they raised 1,078 BNB. Okay? And it started on, Presale started on the 21st, and it ended on the 23rd. Okay? So now what we want to do is, just out of curiosity, I have no clue. I have no clue what we're going to find right now. We're going to open up a chart, and I have no clue if the project is profitable or not profitable, if it tanked or not. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, based on, let's look at the pros and cons and stacking probabilities. It is a fair launch. They did raise 1,000 BNB. That's a lot. Okay, that's a lot. The other things to take into account, there was activity in Telegram. It looked like real people. They're a big AMA schedule. The thing about it, though, is with that being a fair launch, it's likely a lot of people got in during the fair launch. Okay? So based on my personal experience, based on data, based on those things, I think that the project probably dipped at launch. So let's find out. I have no idea. I mean, right now it's down 40%, but that doesn't mean that it dipped right away. So here's a moment of truth. Let's see. So here is launch price, or launch price is right here. So at launch, it went up at a 17%, so 1.17x gain. It was above the launch price for barely 9 minutes, 10 minutes, and then it tanked. Okay, so that was I had no clue what was going to happen. I was going out on a limb there, based on prior experience. That's why I guessed that's what was going to happen, because that's what typically happens. Another thing that I didn't mention, this trend of like move to earn. I don't know. I'm a really active guy. I do the sport of triathlon, and maybe I'm not the target market for them, but like this doesn't excite me one bit. Maybe it's for different people, but it doesn't excite me at all, when I see this stuff. But anyway, so took a gamble, took a guess live here, not sure what to expect. But based on everything that we covered, based on the fact that it was a fair launch, I figured that it dumped at launch, and it did. And it's went as low as 50%. Now, does that mean the project's done? No. Does that mean the project's dead? No. Right here is the moment where you get to find out if the team is serious and committed to the long run, to the end game. Okay? Right here, right now, that's where you get to find out what the team is actually made of. Why do I say that? Take a look. Here's a project called Agent. This is a project that was launched, I don't know, a while ago. I don't know how long ago exactly, but it's been a while. Okay? And what I want you to see is, at launch, this project tanked. Okay? This project tanked at launch. It was down, I don't know, maybe 70%. Okay? So it was literally up 6% at launch and then literally tanked. Let's do this. As low as 75%-ish. Okay? 75%. But I held. Because I believed in the team. I believed in what they were up to. Believed in what they were going to do. And I held. I was committed to the process. The way I look at this is I don't care about whether the project wins or loses. It is what it is. The project's going to do what it's going to do. I have zero control over that. What I have control over is all the things I'm talking about right now. I'm stacking probabilities in my favor. And when I stack probabilities in my favor, I do not care about the outcome. So if I get in a project and it tanks, I'm in it for the long run. I'm now vested. And whenever it starts turning around, if it ever does, great. I start pulling profits. Okay? So from the launch price, okay, from the launch pre-sale price, it is currently, its high from the pre-sale price was close to a 7x. Okay? But here's the kicker. For 38, 39, 40, 44 days, it was below pre-sale price. This project was below pre-sale price for 44 days and then started going up. Ends up doing a 7x from the pre-sale price, but here's a kicker. If you happen to have gotten in down here because, for example, new things are developing in our ecosystem, Vetter Vine and TA and things like that. If you happen to have bought the bottom here, my goodness, you're looking at a substantial, juicy gain of a 28x. That's absolutely phenomenal. 28x. Why? Because the project checked the boxes. Okay? You're stacking probabilities in your favor. Like I said, if the project tanked at launch, so what? I've already accounted for, I'm going to win some, I'm going to lose some. It's all good. If the project wins, great. If the project loses, I don't care. It is what it is. Okay? So, I was taking profits all on this rise up. Okay? Now, obviously, whatever was going on here is no longer going on here. And so they're kind of in a phase where they get to figure out, what are they doing? What are they up to? How is it going to turn around? But it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so, yeah, we covered 3 projects today. We covered Vault Finance. So go ahead and write these projects down. Okay, write these projects down. We covered Vault Finance. We covered, what was the other one? Oh, Round. No, not Round. I forgot what the other one was that we covered with Mr. Jumbo Shrimp. Let's look at it real quick. See if a name will help me remember. Oh, isn't that embarrassing? Oh no, it's the Refi. There we go. Refi. Okay, so we covered Vault Finance, we covered Refi, and we just looked at Round. Round had already launched, but it was a great example of how to see the things that we're talking about and how to implement that and get data on that. So definitely want to write down Refi, write down Vault Finance, add those to your paper trading, your volume of launches, hop in those Telegram groups, ask your questions, get your questions answered, and that can support you in your learning and in your experience. So, hey, this is, we're launching, Skylabs is launching on Sunday. just in a couple days. This is going to be the last session before, we are a 2-token ecosystem. So, hey, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the community. There is so much being created and developed in the community. It just is absolutely astounding. And the fact that you're watching this right now, you have an opportunity to say, hey, I was there in the beginning. A week from now, a month from now, 6 months, a year, 5 years, you have the opportunity to say, I was there in the beginning. And that's really cool. That's really cool. So, hey, congratulations for being here. Hopefully this session was helpful. If you found some value from today's session, go ahead and drop that in Telegram. Let everybody know that today's session was great, and go ahead and share what your biggest takeaway was, or what your aha moment was. So, hey, with that, I'll end like I always do. Like my mentor always said, life can be short. So for those that you care and love, let them know you care and love them. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this epic community. We are on such an amazing ride. And hey, I look forward to connecting with you in Telegram. Bye for now.